America is the greatest terrorist in the world.
Great country. Everybody loves it. It's got any sense.
But you see, the worst kind of hypocrite are those who don't even know their own history.
I'm very fond of America. I've been there myself.
Best person to learn anything from is your enemy.
I'm Bart McClelland. I'm a senior at Robert Morris University, and I'm 22.
I'm Kristen Brown. I'm a senior here at Robert Morris University, and I'm 22 years old.
My name is Ron Norton. I'm 22 years old, and I am a senior.
6 months after 9/11, we were given a grant by Robert Morris University to do a documentary in Europe. None of us had ever been abroad before, and we weren't sure what to expect. We chose to spend our spring break in London and Dublin because issues of terrorism have existed in these countries for decades.
After helping out with the documentary on the September 11th attacks, I wanted to go broader. I wanted to see what other countries had to say.
I guess we wanted to see what people from other countries thought, if it had an impact on their lives at all.
I thought it would be a great opportunity to not only learn about other people's opinions on what the United States is doing, because I have a strong interest in politics, but also it's a great opportunity for myself as well as the people who came on this trip with me to learn more about video production and learn more about the business.
When I arrived in London, if you would have blindfolded me and taken me there, I would have thought we were in New York City. It was so Americanized. The food, we ate at Burger King, McDonald's, KFC. They listened to all the same music we do, a lot of American artists. The clothing, pretty much the same. So I pretty much felt like we were in a town in America.
After getting off the subway, we noticed several cameras around us. We learned that these cameras were a part of closed-circuit television, or CCTV, a surveillance technology that uses cameras to monitor public areas. In Britain, there are an estimated 300,000 CCTV cameras, which help to prevent crime and terrorism.
We have our own camera systems where we can monitor the movements within the City of London. We work in partnership with all the businesses, and we actually have information that we can gain from their cameras. That helps to deter crime. And at the end of the day, terrorism is a crime. It's a very large crime, but it's still just crime.
If there is an incident which requires police assistance, there's a very good chance that we can get a camera very near to the incident, if not actually at the incident.
They're really good because a lot of the time they've managed to catch criminals because of the cameras. There's fights or problems, they go back to the cameras and find the people. Say someone steals your car.
Those cameras protect us, you know. If someone's carrying a knife or someone's carrying a gun, you know, then they'll mind the cameras being there. If someone's got nothing to hide, then it's not a big problem.
We notify people of what's going on. Obviously we don't give them sensitive information, but we let them know in general what's going on, and they can also contact my department to ask us for updates.
With respect to security and non-security matters, they are not afraid to tell you exactly what is happening at the time it's happening here, and I find that refreshing.
While most people favored CCTV, others questioned its overall effectiveness.
I'm not really concerned that anyone's watching my every move. I don't think it would stop the way I would act. But I never thought of it actually making us any safer, though.
I can't ever say that any CCTV has protected me.
It doesn't work. We had a problem, didn't we, in Birmingham? And we phoned the police, and the police came out, and supposedly the whole street CCTV, they can't find it. They couldn't find the spot where we were. So I think all that's a load of rubbish.
I think in respect to terrorism, it would certainly make them want to think again. Terrorists generally don't want to get caught.
I'm definitely in favor of camera use in this country because of the effectiveness of the system over in London as well as in Dublin. At both places, it was an effective way to not only eliminate a large amount of crime, but it also prevented crime as well.
We needed to get a student's perspective, so we went to the American Intercontinental University, which has students from all over the world. Feelings on the war in Afghanistan were mixed.
Well, I'm from the Middle East, and I think it's a good action, because if it's going to put a stop to what happened and what is going to happen, then I think it's a good thing. The actions the Americans are doing aren't just on the Muslims. It just happens to be those countries are Muslim states and which are doing these acts.
You should be there only until needed, and after that, I think if not needed, then they should go back to America.
I think it's wrong to attack Afghanistan as a country for what happened, because the Afghanistan people in themselves are not guilty for this. I think their government choosing to host terrorism is bad, but it's terrible that the country is suffering, and I do think that's wrong.
However, their views on America as a whole were positive.
I love America, so it's not that America can do any wrong, but, you know, I'll always stand by America because some of my best friends are Americans.
It's a beautiful place, and I'll definitely go again.
I think the media plays a huge role in people's opinions, and I do think their media was pretty slanted, you know, but then again, they said the same thing about us.
I think the American people are intimidated by their own media and stuff that's been told them, and I think they don't have an option of seeking they think they have a big freedom and option to seek other alternative of information, but they actually really don't, because everything has gone through some kind of American processed feed somewhere.
America has taken that job of becoming the world's policeman. Why don't you think that they should complete their job in the sufficient way? Why do it half of the way, where you have your interest, and where you don't have your interest, just leave them, you know?
I think American politics is absolutely terribly corrupt, and because it's not about democracy and stuff, it's about money.
We knew the place to go on a Sunday morning was Speaker's Corner. People gather here in Hyde Park and debate on everything from religion.
Every single prediction that the Jewish prophets give, from Moses, King David, Yeshayahu HaNavi, Yamayahu HaNavi,
to government.
Because it is a federation, and it doesn't matter which state produces nuclear bombs and which state doesn't.
We found ourselves in the middle of some pretty heavy debates at times.
When the Americans do it, they make sure that they tell you about it. They have
there's nothing wrong with that. We still do
Neither are trumpets. Is why they're the one of the most corrupting, boring, self-righteous hypocrites.
I think we do a lot of good in the world too, but nobody wants to recognize.
God is the judge of all things. He will judge America for its actions as much as he will judge Great Britain for its actions, and every man,
and he'll judge you too.
You think the twin...
We then decided to talk to some people listening and get their views on America.
For one thing, America is big, powerful, and of course then you're envied by many people. You're criticized, and the same happened to Britain before.
You keep the moral high ground, and you keep the support at governmental level and below of us.
Somehow I feel protected by it, but somehow I feel overwhelmed by it.
Hadn't it been for the Americans 50 years ago, then most of us would have been all nice, well-behaved, well-controlled Nazis.
Speaker's Corner was an extremely good time. I really enjoyed that. It was a place where people could go speak their opinions and not really have to worry about what other people thought, because it was just a general collection of ideas. And it was very interactive. It was an excellent time just because not only did you have to hear other people speak, you could speak yourself. Anybody. It was an open place to share ideas.